Worn seals in brake cylinders and calipers cause a range of issues, from leaking brake fluid, spongy brakes, or even a brake pedal that goes straight to the floor. But you can rebuild these parts with the right tools and the following technique. To perform this job, you'll need a cylinder or caliper rebuild kit, which can be ordered in at your local Supercheap auto store, and a workshop manual for your vehicle. Start out by completely removing the brake cylinder or caliper to be repaired. Work on one part at a time to avoid mixing up the parts. On a brake cylinder, everything tears down very easily, leaving you with a handful of pieces. Follow any specific instructions in your workshop manual and take steps to memorize how it all came apart. A few photos is a good way to do this. Separate the rubber caps from the pistons and clean the pistons up using a brass wire brush, like the one available in the Best Buy wire brush set. If there is any stubborn corrosion present, go over each piston with 600, 800 and finally 1000 grit sandpaper. Now, it's time to turn your attention to the brake cylinder. The ToolPRO brake cylinder hone is suitable for cylinders 19 to 64 mm in diameter. The pressure applied during the honing process depends on the state of the cylinder walls. If they're just a little dirty, then only minimal pressure will be needed. For pitting or corrosion, the pressure can be increased while winding the spring-loaded adjuster toward the honing stones. With the honing tool installed in a power drill, lubricate the stones with a little brake fluid, insert them into the cylinder, and operate the drill at low speed, while moving the honer in and out. After a few passes, remove the honer, rinse the stones in soapy water, and inspect the cylinder walls. They should appear clean, with no dark patches and an even crosshatch pattern. To tear down a caliper, fasten it to a bench vise, remove the outer dust seal, and wrap the area around the piston with rags. Now use a compressed air gun with a rubber tip to apply pressure to the brake hose inlet. This will force the piston free of the caliper. You may wish to place a block of wood between the piston and caliper to avoid it ejecting too quickly. Once the piston is free, it can be cleaned up using a brass brush or brass wire wheel. The bore inside the caliper will contain an O-ring. Remove this using a pick tool and proceed to hone the bore using the ToolPRO brake cylinder hone and the same technique as for a brake cylinder. Once you're satisfied with your brake cylinder or caliper honing job, clean each part thoroughly in warm, soapy water. Dry them off and begin the assembly process using the new parts in your rebuild kit. Use only brake fluid as an assembly lubricant and use plenty of it. Install your freshly rebuilt parts back onto the vehicle, and you can be confident in your vehicle's brakes once again.